Hey trumpets, this is the help video from Majestica. We're going to be working through talking about the notes and rhythms. I'll be bouncing back and forth between first and second trumpet just to kind of give you an idea. But for the most part, the trumpet parts have the same rhythms. It's just different notes. So just keep that in mind, that the rhythms are very similar. It's just that the notes are different. So I'll start with first. At the beginning, make sure you check at your key signature. In this song, all of our notes that are a B are going to be B flat. So whether you're playing the B flat in the middle of the staff or the B flat below, it's going to be first valve. So just make sure first valve Bs are this entire song. So I'm looking at the first trumpet part. We are playing from the beginning in F, so first valve, and then we got our C open, then we got our D, and then F, and then high C, so that's going to be tight buzz. And then looking at measure 3, and this is also in the second trumpet part, you've got these notes with dots. Those are staccato markings, which means you're going to play them separated. And then the note after that, is an accented note. So we're going to give that a little bit more power. All right, lots of C's at the beginning here. Measure 5, we go from a C down to an F, and then we have our first B flat. So in measure 6 trumpets who are playing first, you got that high B flat, and so on. All the rest of the notes pretty manageable. All right, so I'm gonna play the first trumpet part and then I'll take a look at the second trumpet part. Here we go. So here is the first trumpet part at Majestica. 1, 2, 1, 2, here I go. So next is the second trumpet part beginning. So if I look here, all the same rhythms, just different notes. So instead of going up to the high C, you have Fs. So again, in measure 3, those staccato notes followed by the accented note. We want to hear the difference there. Here we go. Here's the second trumpet part. 1, 2, here I go. So nothing too crazy. Now, if we look at the next part you guys play in, it's 2 measures before 17 at measure 15. This rhythm comes in and out of this piece all over the place. So just listen to it. It goes rest, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that idea of that rest, 2 and 3, 4, everywhere. You can see it in the music. It's everywhere in this song. So whether you're playing first or second, you're going to see that. So first part, let's play. Watch out for those B flats. Again, first valve. We got a C here. Nothing too crazy. These are all basic notes for you guys. So here we go. Starting right at measure 15 on the first trumpet part. 1, 2, here I go, rest. 1. 1. 1. Stop. So I just stopped at 25. And again, it keeps on going similarly after that. If I look at the trumpet 2 part, it's pretty much the same idea. You're just playing Fs and Gs instead of the high notes. So I'll play a little bit of that just so you guys can hear it. Here's measure 15, the second trumpet part. 1, 2, here I go. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. then it continues on in the same fashion. Okay, looking at measure 32, you guys have half notes, then a whole note, and then you've got those staccato notes again. So just making sure you give them a little different style or separation. So just listen to how I play this. This is the first trumpet part, measure 32. 1, 2, here I go. So lots of space between those notes. Similarly in the trumpet 2 part, same idea, just lower notes. Okay, let's take a look at this part in measure 39. Measure 39 has this word underneath it, and it says marcato. And then 2 measures later, it says legato. Those are Italian terms for style. So marcato means accented and harsh. So kind of like a march, you know? Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba, 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 bum. It's got lots of pizzazz and pop. And then legato means smooth and connected. So this section, especially for trumpets, is going to feel very bipolar. For 2 measures, you're like ba, 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 and then da da dee da dee da, and you're really smooth. So I'm going to play the first trumpet part at 39, and you should be able to hear the difference in those 2 measures versus the legato section. Here we go. 39. 1, 2, here I go. 1. Oh, let me play the right notes. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 39, 1. So hopefully you could hear the difference. Also notice in the legato section there are slurs. So the arced lines to different notes. So we have a D to an E. Remember, you're going to articulate the first note of the slur and then just move your fingers. So it'll sound like this. So I'm tonguing the D and going to the E. And then same thing in 42. Tongue the G and then just move your finger for the F. In the second trumpet part, same idea, lower notes. So at 39, second trumpets, 1, 2, here I go. So just trying to get that idea of like kind of like harsh and accented versus smooth and legato. Okay, next section, moving on. If we look at 49, basically half notes and stuff, we do have this one tied note. So it's got a half note tied to a whole note, which would basically just holding it for 6 counts. Okay. 55, we have those staccatos and accent again. So just make sure that you're giving those a different style. Hey, 57 is exactly the same as 17. So we don't need to practice again. Oh my gosh. And then 65 is exactly the same as 25. We don't need to practice that again. The only different part is at the very end, 73, we have kind of just this awesome accented finale part. So I'm going to play the first trumpet part first, and then I'll play the second part. And this is at 73. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, so that's the first part, and then I'll play the second part as well. Here we go. 1, 2, here I go. So, trumpets, listening to this, working through it, you can rewind and help yourself again, listening to your parts, but it's a really fun song, and there's a lot of repetition, so if you get it down, I think you're going to really like it. All right? Let me know if you have any other questions, and enjoy practicing.